Welcome back to A Life Unpacked. This week I'm going to do something a little bit different. I don't have any major plans this week in my life. I have some physical therapy appointments for my rotator cuff issue, but I don't have any big things planned. So what I'm going to do instead is I'm going to take you along for a week of me trying to eat the best that I can. I have not been the best at this in the past couple of weeks, and I usually abandon it a couple of days in. So I'm hoping that by doing a vlog style week of what I eat, that this will help hold me accountable to it. So normally my week starts on Monday. So we're going to do Monday through Saturday, because Saturday is the day that I usually upload my clips and then edit. So what I'm going to do is I'll take you along from Monday to Saturday. However, today, which is Sunday, we're going to do the process of how I pick what I'm eating for that week. And I'll take you along to show you that, order my groceries, and put away those groceries. And then we'll also, we'll meal prep for the week. Well, I don't do a traditional meal prep. I cook that day, and then it usually is 2 to 3 meals for the week. So what I'll do is I'll just take you along every time I make that meal. And we'll hopefully have a really good week of eating good, and we'll see some results at the end of this week. Okay, so I have planned out my my week. So this is how I've been planning the past couple of weeks here is I start with, my starting weight at the top here, and then I plan out every day. So right now, Monday, I'm just going to walk at home, and then I have some desk workouts that I'm going to do. Every day I've added in my PT exercises. I do have physical therapy on Monday and Wednesday. So I will do the exercises at home before my actual physical therapy. Tuesday is my first day that I'm going to be working out in the gym by myself. Every time I've gone to the gym, I've worked out with my personal trainer, so I'm actually going to try a set by myself. Wednesday, I do work out with my personal trainer, so I have that on here. Then on Thursday here, we have another workout set that I'm going to do. I can probably do this one at home. This is just a free weight strength workout, and I have weights here at the house. However, I'm going to go to the gym and do these in one of the rooms that I have access to with my membership. On Friday, I am going to ride the Peloton here at the house for 20 minutes and just take more of a lighter day. And then Saturday and Sunday, I have body balance and body pump. So then moving on to my plan for meals. You see my 2 options for breakfast here. I'm going to alternate them. So Monday, I'm going to do overnight oats with egg whites and spinach. And then Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, I'm going to be doing half a cup of cottage cheese with pineapple and almonds for breakfast. And then for lunches, we have Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, we're doing the chicken lettuce boats. Thursday and Friday, roast beef roll-ups. Saturday and Sunday, turkey and chickpea salad. And then I have my snacks here that I'm going to be eating every day in addition. These will supplement my workouts, so I have to add in extra calories. And this protein shake will change based on what type of workout I'm doing. If I'm doing something harder, the protein shake will be a little bit more calorie heavy. So I'll use almond milk instead of water. And maybe I'll add an extra egg or something along those lines. And then here are my dinners that I have planned. Monday, I'm going to do roasted pork tenderloin with green beans and potatoes. Wednesday, I have ground chicken taco salad. Friday and Saturday, I'm going to do the lemon dill haddock. And then Sunday, I'll do chicken meatball skillet. After I plan out everything, I go to Walmart's website, and this is where we buy groceries. So basically, I just go through and I purchase whatever I'm really looking for my groceries for the week. And I use obviously stuff that I do have here, but I do also need to put in a couple of things that I don't have. For example, I have cottage cheese, but I don't think I have enough, so I'm actually going to get a little bit more. And basically, all I'm trying to do is I'm going to always buy the low fat option, um, and or the sugar free version. So like I know I need to get more coffee creamer, and this will help me. This is allowing me to have my coffee, but not have to deal with all the extra sugar. So let's see here. Let's get well, some of these you have to be careful with Walmart's like 'cause some of these are like drop ship prices. So you always want to like look for something that is actually in store. So it looks like for sugar free, the only option I pretty much have is this caramel macchiato. Sometimes I'll check Coffee Mates. There we go. We have some more sugar free options here. Let's try the coconut cream this time. And then that's basically all I'm going to do. So I'm going to finish up my grocery list and we will show you what we get when it gets here. All right, here we go. Here's my little grocery haul. So I got a big thing of olive oil. I like to buy the big one when it's on sale. It's a lot cheaper, even though it's expensive because olive oil's so expensive. We have pineapple and a watermelon, blueberries. Then we have this is like low-fat string cheese. I actually prefer this over the full-fat one just because it shreds better. Ultra-thin provolone. I wanted low-fat, but couldn't find low-fat provolone, so I just got ultra-thin. Some wheat thins. And then we got our sugar-free coffee creamer and some mayonnaise and our low-fat cottage cheese, ground turkey, haddock, turkey meatballs, roast beef, and a pork tenderloin. Now, all of this food cost me about $60, and it was probably that much just because this was $30 by itself. No, I'm sorry. It cost $80. And this was $30. So everything was like $50 to $60 after taxes. So that's where I was getting 60 from. So this is just for one person, really. I may have some leftovers. Like I'm not going to use all the Triscuits, obviously, this week. The watermelon I'm actually going to cut up for me and Jeff. So he'll have half of this. And those string cheese, those are going to last a couple of weeks. So you can get some pretty cheap groceries at Walmart and they really fill in quite a bit. I think I'm missing something. I don't know. They said that they weren't giving me the roast beef, but it's here. So I must be missing something else. I'll have to double check, but we'll see you tomorrow for our first meal. I'm already changing up my plan. So this morning, my original food for breakfast was supposed to be overnight oats. And I realized I forgot to add on to my grocery order almond milk. So I didn't have any milk to make the overnight oats with. So instead I'm going to do this morning the cottage cheese with pineapple. And we'll do overnight oats tomorrow and I'll go get milk later today. I need half a cup of pineapple. It's kind of hard to measure because, like, you know, it is what it is, so we're just gonna do that. We have pineapple for the rest of the week. Okay. I've got my low-fat cottage cheese. I actually realized I didn't even open this last week. Okay, so we need a cup of this. Okay. Put pineapples right on top. A little scale out here. Change it to ounces. I'm gonna have an ounce of almonds. I don't love to eat nuts. I understand they're good for you, but they're not my favorite. So I get the slivered ones because I feel like they're a little bit more palatable to me. Oh my God, there's so many almonds in an ounce. Okay. I don't think I'm gonna put it on the cottage cheese. I'm gonna eat it separate. So, there you go. Okay, it's lunchtime. We're doing the chicken lettuce boats. So I've measured out on my scale here 4 ounces of chicken. And now I need to do, you can do like celery in here, but I don't like celery, so I didn't do that. But I need, let's see here, 1 tablespoon of mayonnaise, and then just some lettuce leaves. So, okay, so let's get out my romaine lettuce. Let's move on a little closer here. All right, so 1, I'm supposed to use low-fat mayonnaise, but I still have this mayonnaise, so I'm going to use this up. It's not a lot of mayonnaise, but that's okay. We don't really need it. And then I'm just going to load this into here. Pretty simple. I like simple recipes. The faster, the better. And as long as they're tasty, that's all that matters to me. Using less dishes is always nice too, obviously. But especially when it comes to lunch, yeah, I like it when it's fast. It's easy just to throw into a plate and then be good with it. Okay, so there's my chicken lettuce boats. Now I'm also supposed to have an ounce of whole grain crackers, so let me get those out. Got wheat thins for this. Could have just the regular original ones. Probably could have gotten a with sodium or something like that, but all right. 1 ounce isn't gonna be that much, I don't think. There we go. All right, and then there's our lunch for the day. Good morning. So yesterday for dinner, I ended up not making the pork tenderloin like I was supposed to because I ended up going to physical therapy, called me in early, and then I have a girls' night on Monday nights. So I didn't want to come home and then go back to the same area that I was in for physical therapy. Instead, what I did was I just brought a clean eats meal with me, and I had that at my friend's house. So the plan is then that I'm going to make the pork tenderloin tonight and shift all of my days one day basically. And then on Sunday when I was supposed to have the chicken meatballs, I'm just going to save those. They're frozen chicken meatballs, so they'll last. And this morning I am already here cooking up some spinach. So we're just cooking up some spinach and some coconut oil. I'm going to let this wilt down a little bit, and then I'm going to add 1 cup of egg whites. And then in addition to that, I have my overnight oats, which I made last night. This was just almond milk and a packet of overnight oats. So I use this overnight oats packet. These are very expensive now, but I bought all of these. They're probably expired, honestly. Yeah, they are, but that's okay. They're oatmeal, like they're probably fine. Egg whites. 1 cup is a lot, but I guess we need that protein. Yeah, I bought these overnight oats when the company was still like a young company, and they had a bulk box that was really cheap to buy for a ton of packets, and then they got really big all of a sudden. So anyway, I have one of those shaken in here with some almond milk. I was not good about doing my exercises yesterday, but I did go to PT and we did a bunch of exercises there. My shoulder has been feeling like already so much better. So the exercises were a little bit more shoulder and back focused. So it kind of felt like I almost had a workout because it was so like intense on my back and shoulder. So I'm okay with that. We're just using that as my workout in a way. Yes, it was a little bit lighter, but it was still movement in some sorts. Anyway, yeah, so we'll cook up these eggs. I'll show you what they look like when they're done. All right, there we go. We have our spinach and our egg whites. I like to do the spinach first and then the egg whites so it doesn't like get all gross looking, but it is a little harder to mix the spinach in this way. But delicious. And then my oatmeal. We'll see you for lunch. All right, so today I'm making the provolone roast beef roll-ups. So this is a nice easy lunch because all you have to do is just take meat and a cheese and you're gonna roll everything up just like it sounds. All right, so I want 4 ounces of meat. That's like 3.7 ounces. I'm just gonna go with that because I don't know if I wanna have 4 roll-ups. I think 3 is fine. All right. And then all I'm going to do is I'm going to put some honey mustard down. Ooh. And a slice of provolone. I'm actually going to do 2. These are thin slices, so they're actually like barely there, kind of. So we'll do 2 of those per. Let me just check the calories on that. Yeah, 3 slices is like nothing. So I've got 6 slices, so that's okay. Let's roll them up. All right. And then I'm also going to have, let's see here, 1 cup of sugar snap peas with hummus. I'm actually not feeling like I want the hummus today, so I'm just going to do the sugar snap peas. probably about a cup. So it's actually Friday today. So what's happened is life happens and things change. So I've been consistent with my breakfasts these days. The lettuce boats were supposed to last me for 3 days. They only had lasted 2 days. So I only had these on Monday and Tuesday. I had the roast beef roll-ups on Wednesday and Thursday, and today's Friday. So I'm actually going to move on to the turkey and chickpea salad. However, my turkey that I purchased was 2 weeks old, so it was getting a little old. So I actually ended up throwing it out. So I'm going to pivot a little bit because also with my dinner plans, I had the roasted pork tenderloin on Monday and Tuesday. Wednesday and Thursday, I ended up just eating, I had some chicken that needed to get cooked up, that needed to get used. So I actually, and it was like chicken breast. So I didn't want to do the taco salad. So I just had chicken with some vegetables that I had left over from Monday and Tuesday. These baby potatoes and green beans and stuff like that. I had extra. So what I'm going to do is instead I'm going to use a hybrid because now I have this ground chicken. Actually, I have ground turkey, but I have the ground turkey, and I'm going to kind of do a play on this instead, and I'm kind of just making this up as I go along. So I saw on, I think it was like Facebook, somebody was cooking and making a meal, and they were doing like these smashed tacos. So I'm gonna make one of those for lunch with the meat that I have here. So we're just gonna kind of wing this. Pretty much, I still want about like 4 ounces. So that's about 1/3 of this container. So this is probably about 4 ounces. Like I said, it's about a third. Now this is very watery. I'm gonna pat it down a little bit with a paper towel, just because I don't want it to be like too goopy and stuff. So I'm just gonna put that on there. I'm just gonna smash it on straight onto my taco, right to the edges, nice and thin. And then I have some taco fajita seasoning that I'm going to just sprinkle on top. Oop, that was a lot. It's okay, we'll kind of spread it out a little. Mush it in there. A little salt. A little pepper. Okay. And then I'm just gonna smash this flat right on top of the hot skillet. And I'm just gonna let it cook up like that. Okay, I just took it off the pan. It is a little dark. I don't mind that because I wanted to make sure it was cooked through. And it just got a little crispy with the seasoning on it, which is fine. I don't mind. Gonna add a little bit of lettuce to it, and then you can just kind of fold it right up like a taco, and just eat it like a taco. I have some salsa also. I'm gonna put some salsa on top of this. Actually, let's put the salsa under the lettuce. The salsa right on the meat. And then the lettuce. And there we go. It is the end of the week, and I know I showed a lot of the recipes that I did make this week. Some of them I didn't show. Sorry. A lot of the dinners I didn't end up making because, let's see here. One night we ended up eating out. And the first night things lasted a little bit longer, and then I was eating some leftovers that we had. So yeah, but that's how normally eating is with me. Sometimes I stick to the schedule, and sometimes I don't. I wish it was better at. Oh, here, Aerith wants to say hi. Hi, Aerith. Hi. Oh, she's a good girl. Oh, she's such a good girl. Oh, happy. She's happy, baby. Normally, I would love to be better at actually consistently eating what I set up myself to do, and not just winging it, which I sometimes do. But the truth is that's what I do. That's what happens. Anyway, we are going to end this week's vlog here. I'm sorry if it was a little bit shorter because of I say that every week and then it always ends up being like a 30-minute vlog anyway. So let's not apologize for it being short because it won't be. We'll catch you guys next week. Bye.